Can we? All right, that looks like that's there. Okay. Yes. Hi. That looks like that's working now. I was trying to get the background audio set up properly because it's let me tell you why. I needed to set the background audio properly on this because Twitch has really been dogmatic about muting it. This particular this stuff in particular, this game in particular. And so I am now at a point where I'm going to keep this sort of background ambient music on, and that is royalty free. And I'm going to try to only unmute the game during the video portions. I have no idea how well that's going to work. We'll see. Oxygen. Oxygen's important. I hope everyone is doing well. So we're trying to come back to this game, Her Story. We have seen quite a lot of footage already. I don't know how much longer I'm actually going to be able to play this game like this, as we keep digging for more and more stuff, and it becomes harder and harder to dig for stuff. But we'll see. We'll see. As we can see here, we have just kind of looking at our database checker. We've got quite a bit filled in at this point. So, I mean, I feel like it would be madness to sit here and try to get every tiniest square, which, you know, that of course does not necessarily mean that I wouldn't try to do that. But I want to get some of it filled back in, some of these empty patches filled back in. And there's a whole interview in here that I have absolutely no idea what any of its content is. So I'm hoping we're going to be able to try it. I have been recovering from an illness that has been hitting me off and on. I was able to break through it enough to run a finale for one of the 2 arcs we have running for Don't Rest Your Head. And then I started feeling bad again on Monday. Today I'm just sort of like halfway between. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. I'm going to try to play for at least a little bit. We're going to try to play for at least like an hour. We'll see how this goes. And sort of build from there. In any case, for those of you just joining us, who've not seen what we've been playing here up until this point, this is a game where we are looking at interview footage from the 90s, in the story, basically. And it's an series of interview responses from this person, who it turns out it's 2 people because they are twins. There was a lot of drama. There was one of them ended up they were separated at birth, and then when they were about 7, they found out about each other, or started interacting with each other, as they actually lived across the street from each other, as it turned out, and then they from some point onward just pretended to be the same person. He kept diaries to make it work. They'd have to fake injuries and things of that nature to make it work. And then at 17, one of them they would take turns dating people, but one of them got pregnant, and the other one did not, and so that sort of threw her for some time. Apparently, she did not want to be separate people. This whole thing where they ended up moving into the husband's parents' house, and the extra twin lived in the attic for a while. Not sure how in on it he became at some point, but he has. I feel like he has to have. Then there is a murder of some kind that has happened. In that the husband is, from what we've been able to piece together at this point, the husband's been killed, and the twins, I think, did it together. There's footage of confession that happens later of sorts, but we haven't quite nailed down exactly what's happening. But we know that they fabricated a lot of the story that we've been seeing. We're trying to sort of separate truth from lies here. Eventually something happens. I think it's like, well, yeah, that's in the final interview. One of them is taking a polygraph, and that's, I think, where it comes out that it's like, okay, right, yes, we're two different people. So there we are. Reader's Digest version of what we've been seeing. God, I hope I can make this work properly. Okay. All right. So we left after watching a series of interviews in which the word tea appears, which kind of helped a little bit. I have notes for terms that I have not used yet, people we have not looked up yet, and yes, I've been taking careful notes about each interview and putting in what what happens in each one. Writing down time codes and stuff for ones that we don't have yet. There is an interview. I'll show my notes briefly, as I theoretically should have it here. Have the capability of doing that here. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, these are my notes. For what we've been looking at. So I've been carefully sort of writing down about these different interviews. And so we've got an interview on the 18th, an interview on the 25th, an interview on the 27th, during which I think she switches from one person to the other. After some bout of morning sickness, because it ends up, one of them also is now pregnant. An interview on the 30th, an interview on the 1st of July. Again, this is all 1994. There's a tiny snippet from an interview on the 2nd of July. All we have is asking for coffee with milk and sugar. And then on July 3rd, the final interview. I want to find more from this interview on July 2nd, but we have yet to find that. So hopefully that'll happen at some point. We shall see. All right, here we go. What do we want? So I've got a couple of names that we haven't done searches on yet, and then I've got some terms, and then actually after that it's gonna be difficult. But Doug and Eleanor, those are people. Simon's parents, I think. The twins, by the way, the twins' names are Eve and Hannah, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yes. And Hannah was the one who ended up getting married. Eve is the one who is now pregnant, apparently. That, I think, is where we are with this. Okay. Now, all that being said, I'm going to do a search on Doug. Oh, hell. Okay, I have not seen this before. We are now getting a... Okay, hang on. SB. Oh. I have not seen this. This is new. Oh, I see. I can only type yes or no. Okay, I'll hang a bit longer. Buzz when you're ready. Okay, apparently this is a thing where now this is new. So apparently we can exit the game at any time now. I was unaware of this. Just suddenly happened. I wish I knew who SB was. We now have that. So, okay. So apparently we've got enough footage at this point where they're like, okay, they haven't done anything for a bit. How much more could they possibly need? Interesting. See, we have more things to uncover. We're going to check this out. As always, by the way, for those of you watching, do let me know if there's any weirdness with the audio. I'm starting this off I'm starting new audio procedures on this in an effort to not get any of this muted by Twitch if at all possible. So I'm trying to mute everything except the audio for the interviews. And I'm playing other music over it, so that might help too. Playing royalty-free music over it. Okay, so let me look at these. These all look okay. Like bits of interviews we have already. And like I said, do let me know if anything is too soft or too loud, that kind of thing. So this is going to be the 25th. We have more things to cover. 5 years later, still more things to discover. I'm hoping it's not going to be quite that bad. One never knows. Does one ever truly know? 13:35:40. Okay. And this is 7 seconds. And so we're going to try this thing where oh god, this is going to be so arse to elbow. Okay, so it's like unmute, then press play, but then I've got to secondarily click on the thing on the game again because it always goes out when I do that. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I've been round to Doug and Eleanor's and they're very worried. I feel sorry for them.
Okay. I've been round to Doug and Eleanor's. They've been very worried. I feel sorry for them. Okay. Okay. Not a lot of material there. How many? 6 entries found. Yeah, it's always there's this access limited to first 5 entries, so it's like that's why eventually you have to start trying combinations of things, I would assume. This one is same interview, 13:42:39. Okay. All right.
I got a job to contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. They said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us. There's always been pressure.
Okay, hang on.
I got a job to contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school.
Huh.
They said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us. There's always been pressure.
Interesting. It's been complicated. Me and Simon. There were just the two of us. Always pressure. I'm gonna have to also sometimes dig back through here to see if I can find any terms we haven't used, but there might be something about the school we can find out about. I'm gonna put the word school in the list of words that I may want to try out. Possibly the word dinner, although I don't know if that's really going to be helpful at all. Possibly the word pressure, actually. Just in case, but we'll see. Okay. Interesting. Alright. Let's see, this next one is the interview on the 30th. 13:43:10. Okay. In 43:10. This is over a minute. Oh, bloody hell. Right. Okay.
I hoover, I dust every week, maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day. You know, ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental, next to the Reader's Digest books.
God.
Cigarettes inside.
So many things.
And she still has them. And last time I was there, I looked in a vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years of marriage, and she still has a secret like that.
So yeah, I'm going to play this one more time while I take some notes.
I hoover, I dust every week, maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day. You know, ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental, next to the Reader's Digest books. Cigarettes inside. And she still has them. And last time I was there, I looked in a vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years of marriage, and she still has a secret like that.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. know if we really need any of that. But, you know, one begins to grasp at straws when one looks for more material. Let's see what we've got here. Already looked at this one, and now this one here. Actually, let me go back and replay this one just so that I can be reminded of what it was.
Okay. I parked up in the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle, it was cold. I looked quickly in the living room, nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. Diana?
Yeah, so that's where we first got the names Doug and Eleanor. Okay, and this from that same interview, 15:54:12. About 41 seconds. Here we go.
Yeah. 1984 was an awful year in the end.
10 years
We
ago.
were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful. Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It's just awful.
Okay, interesting. So they're basically summer 1984. My parents died. They called the police. A forensic entomologist. All right. So, summer of 1984. Actually, we don't know the dates of birth and all that, so I don't know how much that's going to help. We'll see. It's like if I'm trying to get a lock on her age at that time. That, I guess, is kind of the question, or a part of a question. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let me go ahead and resort what I have here to get things back into the timeline here. We found out a little bit, not a lot. I'm just resetting that. Okay, good. We got some more from the 30th. Let me see here. A couple from the 25th. I'm going to try Eleanor by itself. Do we know if they use the same actress for the twins or if they use identical twin actresses? I think it's the same actress. I don't know. For certain, I haven't looked it up. We have one item here that we haven't seen yet. By just grabbing Eleanor. It says again, 6 entries found, access limited to first 5. So there's something else that one could narrow it down by, possibly. We'd have to figure that out. I can find out, I guess. Her story, game, actress. Well, that's the funny thing is they're not going to want to tell us. Not going to want to tell us the spoiler in anything I can just immediately look up necessarily. Or maybe they will, I don't know. And so it looks as though Viva Seifert? Don't know if I'm Viva Seifert, depending on which side of the room you're standing. Began her career as a competitive rhythmic gymnast. And I think it's just the one person. I don't want to read. I actually don't want to read the wiki page too deeply because spoilers. And actually, I would have been spoiled if I hadn't gotten to the point where I am at this point. So, from just the base stuff, looks like it's just the one actress. But in any case, let us see here. Things I can also now type in here. Oh, that's right, Eleanor. We have one more for Eleanor. Just by itself. It's a 12-second clip. It's from the interview on the 7th. And that's not the 7th, on the 1st, July 1st. It's backwards. UK. Let's see. July 1st, 1994. Let's see. 14/21/47. This is early in the interview. And wait a minute. Yeah, this is before she has taken her shirt off and revealed the shorter, before she has taken the button-up shirt off and revealed the blue shirt underneath with the tattoo. We got brief snippets from this part of it.
Yes. I speak with Eleanor. least once a day. Not that there's anything much to say. It's more just...
Aha! Ah, there it is. That's what precipitates the removal of the shirt. Bill's coffee. All right. Here we are. Okay. So, let me see here. What other terms do we want? We've looked up both Doug and Eleanor. Let's see. There are several words that I just wrote down for no apparent reason, so we're going to try those and see if anything comes of it. Just gonna go down my list here. Birthday. Ah! Now we're getting something. It's filling in. Iron entries. So let's see, this is from the interview on the 25th of June, 1336-40. And this is 7 seconds.
Yes, that's my birthday. Not one of the big ones, but I guess you can see that.
Interesting. All right. So let's see. This is same interview. 625, 94, 133708. I'm going to want to put this in context and see what they're if I can figure out what they're talking about there. In a moment, let me go ahead and grab this one as well. 133708. Turning the audio back on. Here we go.
It was my birthday, like you said. We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present.
Huh. Okay. Wonder if that was the mirror that she was talking about earlier. There was something in there. There's something about that. Hang on, let me look at that one more time.
It was my birthday, like you said. We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present.
Huh. Guess I didn't like the present. There's actually a connection there, I think, possibly with one of the stories she was telling earlier, but we'll see. Let me actually go ahead and put that in the order here. So let's see. So, yes, a few seconds earlier, during that same minute, he's talking about Diana's really nice, helps at the Glaziers, organizes Christmas parties, 2 sweet kids, helped her out when she worked there. Then, yes, he left after the argument. It was about 8 o'clock. Yes, that's my birthday. Not one of the big ones, but I guess you can see that. It was my birthday. Had a meal at home. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present. And then the argument wasn't about the mirror. The present was a mirror. He describes the mirror Simon had made and engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. Made it for her. Yeah. And then when you've been married 10 years, you can argue about anything. We're both passive-aggressive. Okay. Interesting. And the next thing she asks in the following minute is, I did? I don't know if there's something between those. There's a clip between those two, but might be. Interesting. Okay. Just curious. Can I try the word present? Maybe. I got a couple other things under birthday here. Surely I've already searched the word mirror. Let me double check. Photo, wedding, wife, married, wedding. Hannah, coffee. Smith, Eve, baby, Eric, Rockington. Let's see. Mirror, yes. Okay. Now this is the Red Jacket interview during which she changes selves. 6/27, 21/04/13. 104.13? Yes. Okay. All right. This clip is 53 seconds. Here we go. Ah!
From when I woke up. Okay. I woke up. Simon was already up and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict. We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake, children sang me happy birthday, then I came home. The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. It turned into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
You try. I'll look at that one more time.
From when I woke up. Okay. I woke up. Simon was already up and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict. We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake, children sang me happy birthday, then I came home. The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. It turned into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Someone sang happy birthday, came home, Simon gave a present, talked about the baby, argued. Wanted to get away. Yeah. I think she says probably Simon left. To get away. So she left. Okay. Yes, and that's presumably when she drives up to Glasgow. She talks about the school. And this, thankfully, having already looked at footage recently that told us that she got a job teaching. Or got a job at a school that we would not have known otherwise what that meant when she went to work and then children sang her happy birthday. Interesting. There's something. What was it about the school I wanted to find out about? Primary school dinner lady. She was a dinner lady. She was not a teacher. She was a dinner lady at the primary school. Don't poison the kids. All right. Interesting. Okay. So that's part of just the whole retelling of events, which I believe (210413). Yeah, and then she's talking about, I got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, I pulled over and slept in the car, woke up, rubbish truck went past, got petrol, coffee and pastry, tried to call Simon from the end. Okay. Good. And then we have this one, which is 11 seconds from that interview on the 30th. (15:43:52). (15:43:52). Okay. Go ahead and get this going again. Here we go. Ah.
Well, a week or so ago, it would have been the Saturday before my birthday. You know, I get like that on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz the house.
Wait, what?
Well, a week or so ago.
A week or so ago.
It would have been the Saturday before my birthday. You know, I get like that on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz the house.
Okay. Saturday before my birthday. I lie down on the weekends, get up and presumably clean the house. I'm sorry, I just need one more time. The Saturday before you get like weekends. Yeah, the Saturday a week or so ago. The Saturday before my birthday. So she just had another birthday. Apparently. Okay. Okay. Let me reorder these once again because there's something I want to check out about the timeline here. Welcome to the exciting world of spreadsheets. Okay. So this was on the 30th in the 1540s here. She has just talked about dusting weekly. Eleanor said every few weeks is okay, and she had hoovered daily, but on a brave front. Eleanor has secret stashes of cigarettes in vases. And then a week or so ago, Saturday before my birthday, I get like that on weekends, I have a line and want to get up and blitz the house. So I guess it was like, when was the last time you cleaned? Right? And she says a week or so ago. This is on the 30th. She came in on the 18th. The last time she cleaned would have been around the 23rd or so, roughly. So shortly before the interview on the 25th. As far as, number of days, handful of days. Not sure what the significance is. But apparently then she says what kind of hairs. So I'm guessing. Yeah, they were talking about stuff found at the house, including hairs. Blonde hairs? Maybe. I remember that being a question. Huh. Did we search the word blonde? We did not. Let me remove that. Let's see. A couple things I want to just check briefly. Searching for blonde by itself, we have this that we haven't seen yet. On July 1st, 14/28/43. Seconds. Let's get back to thing. There we go.
This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
Wait a minute.
This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
Interesting. Have you looked at the cat flap? Do they have a cat? I'll add the cat to the list. I'll add cat to the list of inquiries. I don't think a cat's been mentioned yet. Combinations, right? There is a thing about I've not actually searched the term wig yet by itself. Let's see, this one. 6 seconds. It's on the 3rd, 15:44:57. $15:44:57. All right. Oh, I wonder if I can. No, that probably won't work. We'll see. Thinking about using the always on top thing. I don't know if that'll do anything. Anyway. It did not. Okay.
A wig? You mean? But what type of wig?
Shoe? What shoe? Wig? Type of wig. The incriminating kind. Alright. And this is from that same interview. This other one here. 4 seconds. A 4-second mention of a wig. 154504. I mean, the wig is for Eve, right? I mean, that would be like the immediate guess, right? Who knows? Okay. 4-second clip.
No, I've never worn a wig. What kind of wig?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Getting caught out. They found the wig! Let's see. What else do we have here? Are we looking? Not looking bad. So let's see. Who is SB? That is the question, right? Okay. What do we have here? 7 entries. Let me just try something. Nope, that's not helping. Okay, yeah. We've already seen that one, though. I seem to remember them saying something about them using wigs. The birthday present. Only 5 entries for the word present. Okay, so no need to burrow deeper, but here's something we haven't seen yet. This is from the final interview. 12:03:25. This is late in the interview. This might be some of the story of what happened. We'll see. 3:25. Okay, here we go.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me.
Oh dear.
Then he took out a present. Another mirror.
Really?
Just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open.
Well, there we go.
She'd only meant to scare him off.
Aha! There is music playing that you cannot hear because I have just muted it again. But yeah, that's rather incriminating. So she's saying that Hannah did it. And that also indicates that he was in on it because it's like he wanted to be with Eve. She was wearing Eve's wig. He gave her another mirror as a present. He smashed it. And cut his throat with the glass, basically. Okay. Sorry, I'm just writing it down. Okay, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. Hang on.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back.
Her story was that she waited for him to come back.
She found my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present. Another mirror. Just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her.
Okay, yes.
So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
They argued he hit her, and then she cut his throat. Okay. Yeah. This is very interesting. Really meant to scare him off. Okay. Okay, there it is. There it is. So, and the fact of the matter, though, is she's saying her story is that... Okay. That's a significant chunk of information there. Because we didn't know how it went down, and this is kind of, something that we wanted to see. So what I'm wondering is... So looking back through, right? So, like, about 3 minutes prior to this, it said about 9, Hannah was angry. They fought. Eve's wig from performing was torn off. And then this one we just saw a few minutes later, her story was she waited for him to come back. She wore my wig. She enjoyed being me. He wanted to be with me. He gave her another mirror as a present. They argued. He hit her. She smashed it. He cut his throat with a glass. She only meant to scare him off. And then right after that, or close to after that, it happened very quickly. Hardly had to talk to each other. They agreed silently. The baby was what mattered. They bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes, and took him down to the cellar. Wanted the body to be found later. They wanted suspicion so they could disprove it. The watch was her touch to make sure the alibi stuck. His watch, finding his watch. Okay. Because, yeah, she was supposed to be in Glasgow at that time, and they were going to try to pass off being the same person. And after that, she asks for a lawyer and says, she doesn't have a weapon, just stories. How much of this, I wonder, are we missing at this point? Let's see. Toward the end. Still some significant bits toward the end, and then there's like a whole swath that we don't have from that interview. We're getting closer. Fascinating. Okay. So a couple of things. Birthday present. Okay, yes, we have that. I'm just gonna put in the name of the game. Okay, now we've already watched those. Good. Just idle thoughts strike me. So that's very good. We've done the search for both birthday and present. I really kind of want to see if I can figure out what this interview on the 2nd was about, and I have none of it, right? We have coffee, I guess, milk and sugar. That's all we have of that interview. He denies murdering Simon in the beginning of the next interview. Says you've got the wrong person. And the right person is... Who is the right person? Anna, presumably. Prior to that, at the end of the previous interview, she had sung a song about the wind and the rain, and had said that Simon and Eric never argued unless it was to do with work. Simon was a perfectionist. You should ask Diane. Okay. There are some more terms we can search here. There's a lot. We found out a lot. We also, I mean, this was big. This one we just got was very big because this piece of information, because it's like we now know how the murder went down, right? And it wasn't first-degree murder. It was crime of passion. Kind of accidental crime of passion, depending on how it could get argued. But, I mean, wielding a deadly piece of glass, but at the same time, interesting. So, it is the question, right? Okay. We've got some more terms here. I'm going to just start searching. So we can see if any of those are helpful. I do not know if they will be helpful or not, but we will see. We will find out. So, hospital. Wait. That's on the 2nd. That's okay. We'll go chronologically though. 27th, Red Jacket interview. 21:06:33. $21.06.33. It's 2 seconds. Oh, God. All right, a 2-second clip. All right, here we go. Here goes nothing. I'm going to go ahead and play.
Ask the hospital.
Ask the hospital. Where does that go? 21:06:33. No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning. Ask the hospital. When I got to Glasgow... What? Okay. Interesting. All right. In the middle of her story about going to Glasgow. Let's see. Now we have this. Is from that interview that we only have the one piece of. Only 8 seconds, but I'll take it. You know, it's better than 8 seconds more than we had a moment ago. 14/19/05. At least try to fill that in. 14/19/05. Eight seconds. There we go.
I don't see how it's hard. We've established I was in Glasgow when he was killed. You've spoken with the hospital.
So she probably was relying on the hospital for an alibi
I
there.
don't see how it's hard. I don't see how it's hard. We've established I was in Glasgow when he was killed. You've spoken with the hospital.
We've established I was in Glasgow when he was killed. And have you checked with the hospital? Is that what they said? Let me just... Have you spoken? You've spoken with the hospital. Okay. What was the thing with the hospital? Let me look at the day before. I have to do word searches of my own. 210633. So iPhone then headed back. Simon's watch. Looks at the time on the watch I was in Glasgow. What was the deal with the hospital? I'm not sure what the deal with the hospital is. Aside from it being kind of an alibi. Apparently, there's something else going on with this, but let's see. Where was this? This was over here. Yes, more. We must have more. What did she ask them? She asked them, don't see how it's hard. We've established I was in Glasgow when he was killed. You've spoken with the hospital, ? The word hospital itself only comes up a little bit, so I have to figure out the... Or maybe I'm forgetting something, but there was something about... Was there... What reason would there have been to go to the hospital? Hospital in Glasgow? How many times has Glasgow come up? 10. Now, that obviously is one of them. We've already looked at these. Let me try something. Well, it doesn't give us any more of the interview on the second, but it does give us something we haven't seen yet from the last interview. $12,0042. That is... Yeah, well, she's starting to talk about things leading up to the actual events of the murder. Okay. I haven't actually looked for the word body yet, have I? Alright. Keep that in mind. Okay. I have this set up. Yes. 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 Okay. All right. You see about this one. Here we go.
It's like I told you before. I drove. I took the car and drove. I don't have my own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think for some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car. My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine.
A&E.
Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back.
Okay.
I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon.
So this is an important piece of information. Is A&E. What is A&E?
Baby, so I went to A&E.
Get the okay. Has to be a hospital, right? A OBGYN or somebody? A&E. I'm not familiar. Arts and entertainment. Unfortunately, if this is a well-known hospital in the UK, I don't know it. Or I am American. I'm gonna play this again.
It's like I told you before. I drove. I took the car and drove. I don't have my own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think for some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car. My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine. Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back. I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon.
Okay, that's also significant. So that leads us, of course, to A and E. Nope, that's it. Damn it. What does A and E stand for? Damn it. Hang on. Nope. Nope. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Things also associated with the car, perhaps we're going to want to look into that as well. We hit a car. Okay. And we'll sort these again. There's a lot of sorting involved, so that I can remember where we are and when we are. Okay. But that is at least, you know, when she's talking about the hospital, I presume she's talking about A&E. Up in Glasgow. When she's talking about a potential, you know, a car accident. A collision, as they say. Like figuring that out. I guess I'm just gonna keep, we're gonna keep heading down my list at this point. See what else we can pull up. Where are we here? I mean, this has been pretty good. There's still... I feel like I'm not quite ready to abandon it yet, though. And I've still got some terms to search. So let me go ahead and search these. Bruise. Anything else where she talks about the bruise she has? Okay, nothing we haven't seen. Glasses. Nothing we haven't seen. Well, in the first 5 entries, anyway. Where do we talk about glasses? Simon wears glasses. No, that's it. Okay. That's by itself. I'm gonna ask about performing. If I can. There's more than just that one. Nope. Okay. What kind of an act? What sort of performing does she do? Let me check something out here. Act. Stage. Dance. No, not much. Something we've seen before.
Could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay.
All right, yes.
I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before.
Singing. Well, no, she
Probably
sings.
Awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
There we are. This might tell us a little bit about her profession, Eve's profession, and that she wears a wig. The one she wears a wig for. This is again from the final interview. 11:53:16.
So I moved out. Got a small bed sit. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion. I was singing in a bar in the evenings. So I had some money, enough money to cover my rent. And I've been doing something similar ever since. I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist. So I moved out. Got a small bed sit. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion. I was singing in a bar in the evenings. So I had some money, enough money to cover my rent. And I've been doing something similar ever since.
Okay.
I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist.
Interesting. Okay. I want to say that was like 7 years ago. When did she say she got her tattoo? Oh, God. I have the word tattoo in the description, so it's going to be in every one. About 8 years back. When she says, okay. When she's looking at the tattoo 8 years back. Okay. I don't know how critical it is for me to actually have a timeline of of their lives, but you know, you never know. Okay. 11:54:08. Singing comes up again. One minute and 8 seconds. Okay. This will be a long one. All right, here we go.
He saw me singing one of my shows. Pure chance. Not sure I remember what he was even doing there. Afterwards, I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking. I knew who he was. Obviously I knew who he was, but he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by the likeness. He guessed my name from my tattoo. Told me it was a palindrome, like that would impress me. I enjoyed talking to him. It was amazing to be able to sit and interact and talk to him after all this time. He didn't tell me he was married. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He later told me it was like he was dreaming.
Oh boy.
A waking dream.
Okay, that's important. That's important. So presumably she's talking about Simon. Maybe. Probably. But, yeah, that'd be when when you first met her outside. So, yeah, she had been away from him for some time. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Let's check to make sure nothing terrible is happening. No? Okay, good. Every now and then I see little pings and announcements, and I want to make sure that the world is not ending. Okay, no, we're good. All right. So I feel as though I have to play that again real quick just to get things again. I'm writing it down.
He saw me singing one of my shows. Pure chance. Not sure I remember what he was even doing there. Afterwards, I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking. I knew who he was. Obviously I knew who he was. But he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by the likeness. He guessed my name from my tattoo. Told me it was a palindrome, like that would impress me.
Okay.
I enjoyed talking to him. It was amazing to be able to sit and interact and talk to him after all this time.
Yeah, okay.
He didn't tell me he was married. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He later told me it was like he was dreaming. A waking dream.
A waking dream, yes. Okay. Is the world really ending if the old ones are returning after an extended holiday? I mean, you know, it's hard to say. It's, you know, it's just the world is changing. That's all that really means. But that is interesting. That is interesting. Do I want to? Sure, why not? I'll add the word dream to the list for no apparent reason. Let me check a spelling really quickly. Yeah. Okay. Continuing down the list of terms. Oh no, we've got one more to watch first. 11:55:16. Okay.
What happened that night? We talked, then I said goodbye. Then next week I was singing in the bar again and there he was. And again the next week.
Yep.
He offered to buy me a meal. I told him I had already eaten. And so we got chips and ate them on the beach instead. When we said goodbye, he asked me to kiss him.
Oh boy.
Romantic.
Oh my god. Wow, okay, yeah, so... This is severely messed up. So yes, he was... So... He was having an affair. it turns out, was cheating on Hannah with her estranged twin sister. Oh, well. Okay. Yeah. No pent-up issues there of any kind. Okay. Wow. That was, yeah. Okay. No, let me, one more time, hang on.
Nothing else happened that night.
Yep.
We talked, then I said goodbye. Then next week I was sitting in the bar again, and there he was. And again the next week, he offered to buy me a meal. I told him I had already eaten, and so we got chips and egg on the beach instead. When we said goodbye, he asked me to kiss him. Romantic.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yep. Romantic. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, okay, it doesn't establish that there was an affair yet exactly. Except there sort of looks like there was. Or at least one was starting out. So 11:55:16. And then the next thing I have is 11:59 when Hannah was angry, they fought, and the wig was torn off. So, yeah, there's a little bit more to fill in there, but I kind of figure I feel as though we're seeing the overall shape of this. Wow. Okay. Impressive. Very impressive. So, where I hit the list again. If I type in the word bar, which I just decided to do kind of randomly. We get a couple of things we haven't seen yet. This might be referring to a different bar. We don't know. Let's see. This is on July 1st, 14:30:59.
Are you sure? What would he be doing in Oxford if there was no conference? I remember calling him. He said it was boring and he spent most of the time at the bar. Are you sure? What would he be doing in Oxford if there was no conference?
Huh.
I remember calling him. He said it was boring and he spent most of the time at the bar.
Yeah. Spent most of the time in the bar. Oxford, eh? Is that where the performances took place? First mention of Oxford. And I remember here. All right. This one's from the final interview, 11:58:05. It's about 20 seconds.
It was one of my boyfriends, someone I had met in the bar. I think she was happy. But I could tell she was thinking, why couldn't it happen to her and Simon? They were the ones with the real life. Why not them?
Hang on. Sorry, I gotta play that again.
No. I told her it was one of my boyfriends, someone I had met in the bar. I think she was happy. But I could tell she was thinking, why couldn't it happen to her and Simon? They were the ones with the real life. Why not them?
Told her it was one of my boyfriends, someone I had met in a bar. I think she was happy. I could tell she was thinking, why couldn't it happen to her and Simon? They were the ones with the real life.
She was happy. But I could tell she was thinking, why couldn't it happen to her and Simon? They were the ones with the real life. Why not them?
Let's see. All right. Real life, why not them? Okay. Okay, yeah. So, didn't tell her that she had seen Simon, but that it was one of her boyfriends. Yes. He had met in a bar. Okay. All right. Let's see. So, yes, now I'm going back to my list. I should probably stop soon, but I'm gonna check on the list for a little bit more here. Let me just check something else though. Before I do that, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's stuff, maybe more stuff about the car crash we might get into. I don't know, but let me go ahead and start and just keep going down the list here. A few terms that have come up that I just wanted to check and see if they happen to be relevant. Like Ouija board. Okay, we've covered both of those. Attic. 12 entries on attic. Yeah, there's some... Like, attic and something else might yield something, but, don't know. I should come up with some color coding for, like, maybe you want to check this out again. School. Getting a few hits on the school. 25th, 13, 38, 38.
was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended...
Sorry, that one over.
Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended family thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing. It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything, though. I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to have worked a till.
Hang on a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended family thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing. It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything, though. I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to have worked a till.
Okay. Interesting. Every now and then I'm writing down words that I think might have some significance based even just on the way that she's emphasizing the words. See if they might be helpful. $11:39:47. The last interview. This is in the midst of what they had to do to keep up appearances. 11:39:47.
Mum and Dad had never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot, they didn't mind. She didn't put on any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite. If they heard us talking in the attic, they just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games, and that Eve was our imaginary friend. Once, she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss. Mum saw me in my underwear, she went mad. Get dressed this instant! So I ducked into our bedroom, and seconds later, out came Hannah, dressed and ready. Mum was amazed.
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna play this again without the sound, but looking at this again. Okay, yeah. Okay. Got it. I don't know how many details I need from that, but just writing down the gist of it. Okay. Let me see. is 11:44:15. Okay.
Mum and Dad never knew what was going on. We got so good at it. We were so in sync that we'd use each other to cheat. If one of us had a hangover, the other one would go to school. Whoever was best at a subject would sit the exam. There were lots of differences between us. Some things one is better than the other at.
Yeah.
Mum and Dad never knew what was going on. We got so good at it. We were so in sync that we'd use each other to cheat. If one of us had a hangover, the other one would go to school. Whoever was best at a subject would sit the exam. There were lots of differences between us. Some things one is better than the other at.
Okay, yes. Alright. Some things one is better than the other at. Okay. Where are we? Down here. We've filled in a lot of this. There are a few swaths still to find out, but we're getting pretty close here. You need to make a decision. That's school. So I think I'm actually going to just do one more search real quick, and then I think that's going to be it for this evening. Let me go ahead and give this a shot. Actually, pull up the right thing here. How much more is there to squeeze out of this? I feel like there's still plenty to find from that one interview that we only have now 2 clips of. None of these are that from that. But let's see. Begin from the one on the first, 14:30:48. $14:30:48. 5 seconds. Okay. Here we go.
There was a conference, something to do with double glazing, in Oxford.
Okay. Something to do with double glazing in Oxford. And this is 14:32:05. It's 18 seconds. All right, here we go. Here we go.
It was supposed to be a secret. Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford.
Wait a minute.
It was supposed to be a secret. Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford.
Huh. Interesting. Just because he cheated his expenses. A romantic weekend in Oxford. Which, yes, but he was having with her, but wait a minute. Yeah. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened with Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay. Interesting. Okay. One little thing I want to check, just in case. A&E is, I looked this up. A&E is Accident and Emergency Services in the UK. Okay. So that's what we call an emergency department. Accident emergency room, emergency ward. The ER. Okay. I think, possibly. Okay. I look at that because I kind of wanted to know what it is. That's accident. That's emergency. Okay, nothing. Well, that helps. Just so that I can kind of remember it. All right. I think we are going to we're going to let it go at this point for now, and come back to it later. Yes. All right. I think that is where we're going to. I think that is where we're going to end it for a little bit, and we shall come back to it later. Thank you all very much for watching. I very much appreciate it. This is very interesting. There's some more gaps I do want to fill in here, but we're getting very close. I think to when we're going to finally be done with it, one way or another. And we'll see. But this is very interesting. As just very interesting, the tidbits that we found today. I hope this is interesting for somebody watching. But because I'm fascinated by it. So not a lot happening on the channel right now. We have on Monday nights. Right, we weren't able to this past Monday. Unfortunately, because I flew too close to the sun when it comes to recovering from the illness I've been dealing with. And Stable Dios, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's at least somewhat interesting. But yes, I flew too close to the sun and wasn't able to stream Monday night. But hopefully, Monday nights coming up. We have the Frozen Soul, which is the final arc that we're doing of this particular campaign of Don't Rest Your Head that I've been running for months and months. And we're about like halfway through it, roughly. So just sort of looking forward to getting that underway again as soon as we can. And so hopefully that'll be happening on Monday. We'll see. Today, obviously, we did not have our... Lucci was not available, so we were not able to do Zork 3. But hopefully we'll do more of Zork 3 in a couple of weeks. We'll see if we can do that. Again, yeah, pending availability. Otherwise, I'm just going to be doing more of this and possibly other video games from time to time, just sort of randomly, whenever the mood strikes me. And so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But thank you all very much for watching. I do very much appreciate it. We may go say hi to somebody when we hit the end card. There are a couple of folks doing some interesting things this evening, so we might go say hi to them. Feel free to hang on if you're so inclined and say hi to them with us. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I will see you all of a sudden.